So do you think an altcoin season is ever going to happen now? And people think that we have topped and we're going to a bear market. It's all so gloom and doom, pessimistic out there, right? Even though Bitcoin's still at 115K, right? 113K, sorry. I'm going to show you today when and how an altcoin season would happen, right? So the good news is, well, here's an obvious sign because we just saw Ethereum actually do a bullish reversal candle. What I mean by that is the green bar is actually higher than this red bar. And this was already a pretty big red bar. Like, that's a pretty decent move. And we eclipsed that, right? That's the good news. The bad news is Bitcoin actually did very poorly here, right? That was a big bar, right, on Tuesday, like we saw on Ethereum. But Ethereum closed up here and Bitcoin closed down here. So I was like, okay, this is going down. This is heading to I would say around the 110K area. Been calling that for a while now. We almost got there. It was 112K here. Almost got into, just at 111.9. And as low as something like 107, 108, right? 107, 108, because that's where all these tops have been. I expect there to be a lot of buying support around that level. And it's also bottom of this channel, so we can bounce off here, 107, 108. But the good news is, what we're concerned with today is, do we think an altcoin season is going to happen? First of all, we need to know two things. If you think that Bitcoin has topped here, then yes, by all means, sell and get out and bear market, whatever. You could be right. You could be the 1% guy that is right. And usually it's 1% guys who make money. My judgment here is that I still think we're going to have a blow off top. After this dip, we're going to move up in the coming weeks. And the reason why the market is uncertain right now is because of this whole Jackson Hole Jerome Powell speech on Friday, which is about less than 24 hours from now. I'm recording this, by the way, 1 p.m. Thursday afternoon, 1 p.m. Thursday afternoon, New York time. And the thing is, if Bitcoin hasn't topped, and if Bitcoin is gonna make one more leg up, some people say even two more legs up, right, higher than 124K, then where are the altcoins going? First of all, this chart I have been talking about for a long time, right? ETH versus Bitcoin. It's been showing a lot of strength. Look at this, right? I thought we're gonna go to support around this area, 0.03464, but we didn't even get there. We got a big bounce. We got a tiny test of this key support at 0.036, and we got a big bounce, right? And I think we're probably going to form some sort of bull flag consolidation pattern here, and then bounce up for the next leg up. But it's not just Bitcoin, Ethereum. Let's have a look at Bitcoin dominance. Look at this. Bitcoin dominance is also doing well. My call was for a trend rejection at this level, which is 60.4%, right? Why is that? Because the Bitcoin dominance is not that difficult to chart, and we can see that it basically tends to just bounce along here, right? Bounce along the trend support with one major fake out, and that's it. And second time when it broke, there was no fake out. We're going down, right? So this time, if we draw the same trend line, then I thought, okay, we come back to the trend line and down we go. We didn't quite get to 6.4 and down we went. And also the 6.4, I've drawn the blue line here is because, it's also significant levels here, right? Significant levels. Also 60.4 here. 60.4, very significant levels here as well. Okay, so all signs are pointing to, Bitcoin losing strength against Ethereum. But you say, oh, well, Pablo, Ethereum is doing well. We all know that Ethereum's doing well. But what about the altcoins, like, the tiny little ones, the mid caps, the small caps? Are they going to be doing well? Are they showing signs of gaining against Bitcoin? Before we answer that question, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo Jimenez use? Well, Pablo uses this exchange that's non-KYC. That means you don't need to show any ID. That means even the exchange itself can't even see who you are. So that means the IRS can't see you, tax office can't see you, FBI, CIA, nobody can see you, total privacy. That's why I made this deal with them, right? Trade with Pablo. And there are weekly prizes, not monthly, weekly prizes of up to 25 grand, right? Futures bonuses. And just by depositing, you get a bonus as well. So look at this, up to like 2 grand, $4,000, 8, 15, $25,000 weekly prizes, depending on trading volume or depending on P&L, profit and loss. And even if you're just in the top 10 or here in the top 60, you still get prizes because, you know, and this is not the whole exchange wide. This is just the Pablo competition that's running for the next few weeks. Okay, let's get back to it, folks. But keep in mind, this is for limited time only. Limited time only. This deal finishes on September the 12th. And if you're watching on this platform, right, then the link is in my profile page. Right, we'll go to profile page and click on my link tree or stand link, and it should be the first deal that pops up because this is a great deal. Okay, let's get back to the markets, folks. But just keep in mind, this deal is only on the Pablo Jimenez link, only on the Pablo link. With Bitcoin dominance out of the way, the way we would compare to see how alts are performing overall is, let's first have a look. Let's first have a look at total 2 divided by BTC USD. So if we look at total 2 is basically all altcoins, right? All altcoins divided by Bitcoin, not just Ethereum. It's also an uptrend, right? In fact, it's actually making new highs as we speak. It's really gaining. But this one would include Ethereum. This one would include Ethereum. So, okay, let's have a look at something that doesn't include Ethereum. So let's go total 3 divided by Bitcoin USD and see how we go. So this is all altcoins, well, the top 50 anyway, not including Ethereum. And you know what I notice here? It's still in an uptrend, right? Because literally we've seen higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and we are just here, right? Just about to confirm the uptrend. But here's the thing. Let's see. Here is the thing. We are right here. Look at this. What do you see here? What do you see here? This is this level, 9.7 mil, 9.9 mil level. Look how many times, right, this has acted as a major support and I mean resistance. So here, so it's support, breakdown here, right? Major resistance, support, right? Resistance. This is a very, very important level here. We can already see that, right? From 2018, right? 2018 and here, 2020, all right? Major resistance, major support, and now what do we have here, right? We're at this level. And you could say, oh, well, we haven't broken it yet. Sure, okay. But what do you see here? This is this pattern has been formed since April, right? April, since the Trump thing, since the whole Trump thing broke down. Ethereum has been running up since then. What do we see here? It's an inverse shoulder, head, shoulder pattern. And my money is on the fact that we do break up like this, boom, and off we go. And it's going to be a big run. So finally, altcoin season comes. And that's just to give everyone a level. One of the first levels of resistance is around here, 9.85. And once we get out of there, so let's say 11.93, this area, 11.9, yeah. I think we get up a lot higher than that, something like this. Okay, 13.9, that's that's probably a reasonable final target, right? Even not being ambitious, even not saying the market is going much higher, we're just hitting the bottom of the range of the 2021 bull run. That's not even ambitious, right? So to go, but then people want to ask me, well, Pablo, what about the mid caps and the small caps? We're not talking about XRP. We're not talking about Binance and Solana. We're buying the smaller caps like Brett or like like KTA, coins like this. So then let's have a look at the smaller coins. This is others divided by Bitcoin USD. So that is basically the crypto altcoins index of the top 150 altcoins, but not including the top 10. So Binance, BNB, Solana, XRP, Ethereum, they're not in there, right? They're basically the next 140 or so. And we can see why some people have been saying we haven't had a real altcoin season yet, because compared to the mid caps, right, to the to Bitcoin itself, it has been in a downtrend, and we've had these sort of bounces before. You could probably call this a mini altcoin season, right? Because it's been rising against Bitcoin for a while. But what do I notice here? Once again, it's a pretty obvious inverse head and shoulders here, right? With shoulder, head, shoulder here. And even if we don't look at that, we just say, well, we had a bottom here, higher high, higher low, right? This is potentially, we could maybe call that a lower low, but what if we break out here and do something like this, right? Higher, 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 low. So once again, okay, look at this, mid caps. Yesterday, mid caps finished here. Mid caps finished here whilst against Bitcoin. So whilst Bitcoin's been dumping from 124K to 113, 112K now, so it's down like almost 10%. But the close of yesterday for mid caps against Bitcoin is almost at its highest close, right? It's since May, since June, since we started making this run up. So it's still showing strength very much against Bitcoin. I mean, it's the same level as it was, pretty much the same level as it was back in on July 20th for the past whole month. It's been holding this level. So, it gives me confidence that I think the next move up is to the upside of others versus Bitcoin itself. All these charts I've shown you guys so far are showing strength, and I think finally the time has come, and it's going to be led by Ethereum. Now, okay, what's one narrative that we should be on the watch out for? I've spoken about a number of narratives, but here's another one we should keep an eye out on. And that is this chart we're looking at. So basically, this is BIO protocol, BIO protocol. So this is something I called when it was around here. I said, look, guys, BIO is showing a lot of strength against the other coins. It's basically making a double top here, and we're about to break through. And now we've broken through, and we're hitting here, right? This is 17 cents. 17 cents is also major resistance here. So why? What does this mean? This is actually a wider narrative. BIO protocol is actually probably like the third largest coin or second largest DeSci, decentralized science, DeSci coin out there. The other one being RSC, meaning like stands for research. RSC is basically science research coin backed by Brian Armstrong from Coinbase himself. So we can see that launched in December 24, and it's basically been bear market until it bottomed right mid-April. Didn't even bottom on April the 7th when Bitcoin bottomed, right? It was so weak, bottomed a week later, and then double bottom right in June. And then we got here, right? When it got here, I said, hey, look, this sector is waking up. I'm expecting big moves up to the upside, and DeSci is going to wake up. This coin is actually listed on Binance. It's been listed there for a while, and so the now look. I mean, this is pretty plain to see on the chart. This was a big bottom, right? A bear basement bottom zone. We've broken out of there, retest, went up. And what's exciting is this is a daily chart. Yesterday, well, in the last 3 or 4 days, when Bitcoin went from, in the last week, Bitcoin went from 124K to 112K, down like, 9%, 9.5%, 10%. This coin has gone from 98 cents up to 17 cents. Sorry, 9.8 cents. It's made a 80% run in the same time, whilst Bitcoin has been dumping. It's not just a one-day strength. This has been over the last 6 or 7 days. So that's not an accident. And we can see clearly this range defining here, but also there's the next resistance range is here. Once we pop above here, right, 17 cents, and if we do a retest, we don't have to, but if we do a retest and confirm and keep going, then basically there's not much more resistance. Like, yes, there is this 21 cents area, yes, there is, let me just fix it up. Yes, there is some resistance at 29 cents, but these are not major resistance. Let me just plot the resistance levels. These are not major resistance levels. 21, then 28, 29.5, call it 23, and then there's some resistance here. These are not major resistance levels. Weak resistance is what I call them, until we get to about here, about 86 cents, right? So Bio can have a pretty big run. Is it because CZ, the founder of Binance, where they've listed this Bio coin, keeps on talking about it and keeps on saying that it is a major theme. He believes the two big narratives that he thinks can run are AI, which everyone expects, and then basically decentralized science, or DeSci. So I still think DeSci can make a big comeback. And coins like Preprint, PRNT, coins like Baby, BABY, coins like Poseidon DAO, SCI, a lot of those coins. I mean, I'm holding like 7 or 8 of those DeSci coins. They've had their pumps and then they disappointed so far, but eventually I think when Bio makes a move up like this, Spine DAO is another one of them. Erectus, it's about helping men's health problems, called Erectus. I think they're going to start running. I think they're going to start running. I think altcoin season is coming, and I think DeSci could actually have a good run here. Before I say goodbye to everyone today, just want to say one more thing. Here, have a look at this. If you feel your portfolio is down over the last few days, you obviously didn't listen to Pablo to get onto Pretty, right? Making a big run. Wire was 717 Capital making a big run. Some of these AI virtual agents making a big run. But have a look at this part of the chart where it's, I don't know if folks can see it or not. You should be able to see it. Yeah. What's doing well today? Up 10%, up 12%, up 3%, up 6%. Right? What are these? Oh, these are Chinese stocks from China, Hong Kong. Oh, well, if you want to have a diversified portfolio, when one part of your portfolio, the cryptos, the crazy volatile cryptos are underperforming, another part is actually shooting up, doing well to counterperform, Pablo is feeling quite calm because some of my stocks are doing quite well. And especially NEO and XPEV, I've spoken a lot about the EV, electric vehicle companies from China, coming for Tesla, right? Coming to a gas station near you. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you guys for next episode.